a white lie, all the rest of it follows. If we can look at this question, not what is a lie and what is true, but look at it not taking this opposite, but going into the problem of contradiction in ourselves, which is extremely difficult, because most of our lives are contradictory. Because we depend so much on our sensations. We depend on memories, on opinions. We have so many fears which we want covered up. All these create contradiction in ourselves. And when the contradiction becomes unbearable, one goes off one's head. One wants peace, and everything that one does creates war. Not only in the family, but outwardly. And instead of understanding what creates conflict, we only try to become more and more one thing or the other, the opposite. And thereby create greater cleavage. So, is it possible to understand why there is contradiction in ourselves? Not only outwardly, but much more deeply, psychologically, inwardly. First of all, is one aware that one lives a contradictory life? We want peace, we are nationalists. We want to avoid this social misery, and yet each one of us is so individualistic, limited, self-enclosing. So we are constantly living in contradiction. Why? Is it not because we are slaves to sensation? Which is not just matter to be denied or accepted. It requires a great deal of understanding. What are the implications of sensation? Which are desires. We want so many things, all in contradiction with each other. We have so many masks in contradiction with each other. And we take on a mask when it suits us. And deny it when something else is more profitable, more pleasurable. It is this state of contradiction that creates the lie. And in opposition to that, we create the truth. But surely truth is not the opposite of lie. That which has an opposite is not true. The opposite contains its own opposite. Therefore it is not true. And to understand this problem very profoundly, one must be aware of all the contradictions in which we live. When I say I love you, with it goes jealousy, envy, anxiety, fear. Which is a contradiction. And it is this contradiction that must be understood. And one can understand it only when one is aware of it. Aware without any condemnation or justification, merely to look at it. And to look at it passively, one has to understand all the process of justification and condemnation. So it is not just an easy problem to look passively at something. And in understanding that, one begins to understand the whole process of the way of one's feeling and thinking. And when one is aware the full significance of contradiction in oneself, it does bring an extraordinary change. One is oneself then, not something which you are trying to be. Not an ideal, not a seeking happiness. You are what you are, and then from there proceed. Then there is no possibility of contradiction. I feel sincerely, I desire to help people, and I think I can help. But whatever I say or do to another is interpreted as interference and as domineering. So I am thwarted by others and feel myself frustrated. Why does this happen to me? I feel sincerely, I desire to help people.